Welcome to Team MVP, guys. This is so weird and so crazy and so different. I'm thinking if you want something different, you might as well go as different as you can possibly go. And here I am, full gyro bag. Actually, I'm allowed to throw Streamline as well, which is MVP's version of non-overmolds. I can throw MVP, of course, Axiom discs, and Streamline discs. So lots of molds to learn, and I thought what better way to start this journey with you guys than giving you a first look into my new bag. I've maybe done a handful of sessions on the field. Obviously I can't go out to public courses because I get recognized anywhere I go on the disc golf courses. So wearing MVP in public was obviously not an option, even though there's some leaky leakers out there, man. Pretty annoying, but it is what it is, and we're just excited this day has come now, and I can't wait to show you what's in this bag. This concept of this bag is going to change. I can guarantee that, but there's some staples already, and I'm very excited. Let's just get right into it. Starting off with the putters. My two new main putters for now are anodes. I have not really practiced putting with these at all, to be honest, but I'm just going off of feeling wise. These just feel the best for me. The one weird thing about anodes, and MVP has a couple others with these, is the rounded inner rim. So this rim in here that usually would be an edge in any normal disc, I'd call it, these are actually like rounded, so it's very smooth, and the way I grip my putter, my pinky lays right on this rim, and it actually feels kind of nice. May change, I don't know, but just feeling wise, Electron anodes is what I'm going for. By the way, I'm going to try to kind of explain what these plastics mean. Electron is baseline, which I would compare to Discmania D-line, and I can actually compare some of these discs to my Discmania molds, kind of trying to tell you what disc replaces what disc, just because, who knows, maybe some of you, just like me 3 months ago, have pretty much no clue about these discs. Up next, Electron Spin. This disc has a really low parting line, which makes discs understable, so this disc is going to try to replace the P1 Aces. I don't know if it's possible. I'm going to mess around with some premium plastics with the Spin as well, but just flight-wise, I can throw this like dead straight, pretty soft, and it's just going to work right. I kind of like it for putting too, but it might be just a bit too understable, and maybe in windier situations, it's just not going to be quite reliable enough. But for wooded courses and upshots, floaty putter always has a spot in my bag. Bringing me to probably one of the main reasons I'm really excited about my new bag right now is the Glitch, which is a Frisbee disc golf disc hybrid. I guess you could compare it to a Sonic, but not really, and maybe to a Polecat, but not really. MVP just nailed this disc, and it is great for catch, great for warm-ups, and I'm really excited about like slow-mo montages, air bounces, and challenge videos with like glitch-only rounds or whatever. This disc is going to be fun and guaranteed to stay in the bag. I can throw this really hard too and just goes dead straight. 152 grams. It's a fun one. Bringing me to throwing putters. This will come to no surprise for anyone who knows MVP's lineup. Of course, one of the most famous discs in the world and beloved by any gyro lover, the NV. James Conrad, shout out. I would compare this to my Sky God. It is actually surprisingly overstable. I guess if you have a baseline plastic one and you beat it in, they actually get pretty straight to understable. But so far, I'm pretty surprised how overstable it is. So windy shots, putter power shots that I want to finish left, this disc is one of the best discs ever made. Little brother to the Envy is the Proxy, which I honestly have been enjoying a bit more than the Envy even, because you can throw this on a slight hyzer and it pops to flat and just rides, maybe even gives you some slight turn, and then like a very soft straight finish. most likely staying in the bag for straight putter shots. Goes really far too, and Proxy is a very nice addition next to the Envy. Bringing me to the mid-ranges. These three guys, that one of them is probably a disc I'm most in love with right now, which is the Neutron Hex. I don't remember being this excited about a mid-range ever, but this disc is so pure, so fun, it's just like the perfect MD1. The Hex should be in every freaking player's bag. I'm just gonna put it like that. Big brother to the Hex. This is actually the disc I aced with in the intro, is the Proton Matrix. Proton being C-line. Kind of a mold that is also not really used too much in players' bags, I think. I think most MVP players love the reactor, but for some reason I haven't been figuring out the reactor at all, and it's a bit too shallow for me. But the Matrix just feels so nice, and next to the Hex has just a bit more overstability, less turn, comes back a bit more reliable. So pretty sure this is making the bag, but who knows? Because there's also this guy, the Axiom Hex. This is prism plastic. Prism plasma plastic. What does that mean? Someone explain, please. Oh, I think prism means that the outer rim is proton plastic, and plasma is, I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking about that for now. I'll learn. Pyro is next to the Matrix, bit more overstable. It kind of has like a weird wing to it. When I first got my first box of MVP discs, this stood out right away. I was like, ooh, this feels different, and I kind of like it. Messing around with it, I like how it feels. I haven't 100% understood it yet, but it's pretty overstable. Not quite a Runway, but might be consistent in the bag. And then the Runway I would compare to a really solid, trusty MD5. Way more overstable than I expected. It's not a mutant, but it's just something you can power on, you can trust in the wind. It feels great in the hand. It doesn't even feel that overstable, which really surprised me when I first threw it. I just threw it like straight and it went, whoa, swing left. And ever since I've had a really good time with the Runway. I was kind of surprised I didn't see this in more MVP in the bag videos. Great disc. Probably staying in the bag. Bringing me to another disc I am 100% sure is staying in the bag is the Deflector, which is a mutant. Maybe a mutant on steroids, but it is very close to a mutant. It just feels great. It's board flat. It's definitely not a mid-range tilt or anything. It's not crazy, but it is as reliable as it gets or as you need. Forehand upshots, backhand upshots, any windy conditions. What is it, a speed 5? Slow disc that is super overstable has to be in any touring pro's bag at least, maybe in every player's bag. Let's go through some mid-ranges. Oh, fairway drivers, I meant. Okay, where do I start? Okay, let's start with my FD replacement, which I have an Axiom Proton Crave. Great disc, 6.5 speed, so it's a touch slower than an FD, but it just feels great in the hand. The Proton plastic is pretty much down the middle stability-wise, and I can throw this on a slight hyzer. It'll pop up and just ride straight. I can throw it flat and it turns over slightly and just rides that. Crave is staying in the bag. Maybe I'll change up the plastics depending on the course or depending on how it feels. I've been only throwing these discs in like 32-degree weather, so it's kind of hard to tell right now, but so far this disc has been very awesome, very workable. Fairway Driver. What's next? Servo. This is a big brother to the Crave. What can I compare this to Discmania lineup wise? Damn, nothing really. It's pretty much dead straight. What's dead straight? It's like a slower PD. Pretty cool disc. Not sure it's going to stay in the bag, but right now it's fun to throw. Stays dead straight, any power, and definitely more overstable than a Crave, so it's more reliable, maybe windier situations. For a slow fairway driver, bringing me to 8 speeds, which I have a Volt and a Terra. The Volt is a slightly slower PD, and probably one of MVP's best molds ever made. There's nothing really to say about this. It's extremely workable, perfect stability for my arm speed, probably a reliably overstable fairway driver for most throwers out there. For me, I can throw it on a slight hyzer and it'll pop up and go freaking way further than an 8-speed should go. The Volt, I think, is a staple in most MVP throwers' bags. And then we have the Terra, which is a James Conrad signature disc. And I see what James Conrad was trying to do here. This is, what is it? I would say it's a Doombird 2. For some reason, when I hold this disc, I want to throw it and I want it to fly like a Volt. But it does not at all fly like a Volt. They feel pretty similar in the hand, but this is like, it's like an FD3 basically. Windier situations, you can throw it on some force over and it reliably will come back. So I think on bigger courses where the wind can pop up, I think I might replace a Volt with a Terra. Hard to say right now. A disc I've been surprised by is the Fireball. Another Axiom disc. I really like pink rim for some reason. This looks cool. Fireball I thought was going to be an absolute meat hook, but it's actually extremely workable, and they are very flat discs, which just feel great in my hand. This, next to the Terra, is a 9-speed. It's a bit faster and a tiny bit more overstable. So, what I compare it to, it's like between FD3 and Splice. Again, a disc you just need. And lastly, another 9-speed. This is my PD replacement for right now, is a Wrath. I'm not sure I saw this in any other player's bag. I could be wrong. I've been watching so many videos trying to understand the different plastics and different molds just to get a starting point, but with all the things going on, my brain is a bit scrambled. But this disc is fun. I compare this disc actually to the Servo. It's a faster Servo, dead straight, reliable overstability, and just a bit faster with a bit of a wider rim. Bringing me to my last 4 discs, which MVP's distance drivers are probably the most different and the most work I'm going to have to put into it really understanding these discs. The main 2 distance driver I've been working with are Speed 13s, which Speed 13s I haven't thrown since I was throwing Bosses like over a decade ago. Octanes. I want to compare this to DD3s, but the rim's a bit wider, which doesn't really bother me because I have long fingers and pretty big hands. So they feel comfortable in my hand. They might be a touch too understable, so I'm trying to work with Proton or Neutron plastic and find overstable octanes just for my arm speed and just for windier situations to have something to really rely on. But these things crush. Yeah, no joke. Octane goes really far. I have a Mayhem in my bag as well, which I think I want to use for forehands or for distance rollers. So next to the Octane, it is slightly more understable. I'd compare this to my Eagle Face DD3, so I can throw it flat and hard and it'll turn into a roller, or for my weak little forehand chop shots, this will hold a nice and straight line for slower arm speeds. But it also a 13 speed. I'm just have to get used to it. I'll figure something out. We're working on stuff. Bringing me to my last disc is a PD2 replacement, and it is a Panic. The Nitro is an MVP mold, and the Panic is an extremely similar Axiom mold, and for some reason, I've just been liking the Panic a bit better. Very overstable, very reliable, and in windy situations or shots where I need to skip or I need to finish left hard, the Panic next to the Octane is just going to be more overstable, more reliable, and also a 13 speed. These rims are no joke, and that is what I have in my Gyro grip bag. Still representing grip for now. for the 2023 season, so I'm excited about that. Shout out to Grip Equipment, and shout out to MVP for making me this amazing deal. And I can't wait to hit the tour and see what I can do with overmold and gyroplastic. So crazy. Thanks everyone for watching and the support. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you are excited for this journey with me. I'll take my camera along and film everything I can, and let's learn this together. Let's do it. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you very soon. Peace.